Okay, so Bad Batch episode 9 of season 2 was titled The Crossing. And like we were discussing off the record, I'm not sure why it's called that.
Yeah, it's
There's
very
nothing that
random
really
name.
stands out to me that's like, oh yeah, that's why they called it The Crossing. Like maybe because they were like hiking, I guess, basically. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But we start with the Marauder arriving to this new planet. They never said the planet's name,
Yeah.
to my knowledge.
Yeah.
But it's like kind of deserty. It looks abandoned. And they're going there to go to Sid's vault that she just purchased because she wants
not a
them
vault.
to.
Mine.
Yeah. Mine. Sorry.
But go
To
on.
excavate the site for Ipsum, which is like this. I don't know. It's kind of like oil almost because they said they refine it and stuff. So,
It looked like a liquid when they were excavating it. So yeah.
They said it's very combustible too.
Yeah.
Like if you.
Like a thermal detonator.
Yeah.
And they find the mine after landing the ship. And they have Tech and Hunter go in to actually find the what's it called, the
Ipsum. Yeah.
Ipsum. And and Wrecker and Omega stay outside to take watch, and they have to they actually had a brief conversation, like they have to make up for Echo not being there.
Yeah. It felt weird.
Yeah, it did.
Him not being there. Like it kind of felt unbalanced or something. Like it just felt off to me. Him not being there.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that something like Omega's not happy about it.
No, yeah, she was acting way different throughout like the whole episode, and that ends up like coming into play later. But it was just bizarre. But and right before they go into, Hunter notices the storm, and he like uses his like power to be able to like sense the electromagnetic fields on the planet, and he says that the storm's heading away from him, so they should be fine.
Yeah.
So they go inside. Then as they're going in too, we see the view from like I guess one of the poachers, because they said there's poachers on the planet, like looking through binoculars.
And it was just a singular like person.
Yeah, just one person by themselves. It wasn't like a group or anything, which kind of surprised me.
Same.
But
and they go in and they search for the Ipsum, and they find some, but they can't reach it, so they get Omega to come inside.
Yeah. So then it's just Wrecker.
Yeah.
Outside.
And Omega pulls out like some like cool drill, I guess.
Yeah.
And she starts drilling it, and everyone's like saying, "Be careful, be careful."
Be careful.
And she's just like doing her thing, and
yeah, it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
Would have been funny if it exploded and then the episode's over.
Yeah.
But
just cuts to the credits.
Just. Yeah.
That's how.
That's kind of horrible, but yeah.
But
the
like,
storm
sucks out
ends
the
up
liquid.
changing course too.
And they go back out after collecting the stuff, and the storm is changing course, and they say
it's coming towards them.
Yeah, they say they better just get out of there because they could just hop on the ship and go back to sell it to Sid.
To your point, real quick too, about them getting the Ipsum, I feel like they did it like it happened really fast. Like I get it's like all futuristic and it's Star Wars and stuff, but like I feel like they were able to do it just super quick. I mean, that's kind of random.
I think they only did like 2 vials. Right?
Yeah, something 1 or 2, but like I don't know. Just for
2.
as dangerous as they made it out to be, they were just like, yeah, whatever, and just like
it's probably like something where like. I honestly don't get that. Like, if it's really combustible, then why wouldn't the drill...
How does stabbing it not make it explode?
Yeah, why does, like, a mechanic, like, drill, like, digging into it?
Not set at all. Because they were like, you can't carve around it.
And they make it sound like...
stab it.
They make it sound like if you touch it, it, like, blows up.
Yeah, like it was just kind of weird.
I mean, that's Star Wars, I guess, but...
I guess.
Yeah.
They come back outside, and then the ship is stolen. It flies away.
And Wrecker's getting like bullied about it, and honestly,
they all. Tech gives him so much crap. But to be fair, like, I don't know. I saw both of their sides. Like, the ship was parked where he couldn't see, but I feel like Wrecker should also be trying to look there too.
He should be like knowing like, oh, there's poachers out here, and if they're not here, then they might be at the ship.
He kind of just stares straight ahead towards the cliff, and no one's gonna sneak up on you from the cliff.
He's just daydreaming. Like,
Yeah, I
Probably
don't know.
just watching
It was
the
kind of
storm.
weird.
But
It,
yeah, the ship flies off, it's gone, and Omega's all really sad, and Tech's like, it doesn't matter, like it's just a ship.
it's just a ship.
Yeah. And now they're stranded there with like no food, I'm pretty sure. And
Yeah, like barely any
Yeah.
food rations, I think.
and keep in mind, this ship is like their house, almost like they've lived in that for like
Yeah,
a
I
while now.
thought more of them would be upset than just Omega.
Yeah.
Like,
And Omega's
feel
been there
like-
the least. Like the
Yeah.
other ones have had that ship like throughout the Clone
she
Wars.
also is a kid though. Like the others are more like they're adults and stuff, and they kind of
Yeah.
see the greater picture, I guess.
And they're probably focusing
But-
on the fact that they're stranded on a planet. We
Stranded.
don't even know
Yeah,
where.
that's more pressing. But they towards a town that's 40 clicks away that Tech can
40 clicks
sense
south,
on
I
the-
believe they said.
Yeah, south. Yeah, it was like some spaceport, and Tech was able to just sense it when they flew in. So they start to head that way. Omega is trying to contact Echo, even though they're super far away, and Hunter's like, that's not
Yeah.
going to work. And
And-
Tech makes the remark that Echo disabled his comm device.
Yeah, I found
Which
that
is
very
interesting.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
on a special
So-
mission, he said.
Yeah. Or presumably, they don't know for certain. Maybe he just doesn't want
Or he's dead.
contact
There's always
it.
that,
Yeah.
you know, maybe
So-
got shot. But, you know.
Yeah.
But
I doubt
let's
that,
Let's
but-
keep it optimistic, you know.
Yeah, okay. They're walking down like the trench, and then the ground starts to shake, and then it's almost like the Lion King, because then like this
yeah.
stampede of like deer creatures just come running out of nowhere.
We didn't get a
And-
name for them either. So.
And they throw up their like grappling hooks. Omega, Hunter, and Tech all climb up, but Wrecker is forced to stay down and protect the Ipsum so it
Yeah.
doesn't explode. So they're all just like running over him.
I mean,
And-
he is very brave for that, at least.
Yeah, I mean he was also kind of forced into it by the
Yeah, by
others.
Tech.
but-
He's like, you tried to go down there.
Yeah.
It
And
doesn't
then
blow up
right
then,
after that,
so.
yeah, no, he's able to protect it. And then right after that, the storm hits.
Mhm.
Almost immediately after. That's what the creatures were running from.
I don't get how
storm.
Hunter didn't sense that. Isn't he supposed to
I
be like?
I don't know.
That's his
yeah,
one power.
I,
Is like I sense electricity, and he cannot see the electric field of storm coming near him.
I guess. I don't know.
But still, I mean,
The storm's very violent too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I thought it
lots-
was just like a
lots of lightning.
thunderstorm kind of thing, but it was more like you go into it and you're just obliterated.
I'm trying to think of what it
And-
reminded me of, because at the time, I think it was like the storm from the end of Rebels, or like when they're on Chopper's base,
Oh,
Do you know what I'm
right.
talking about?
Yeah. I think so.
and like that one guy who's like the force wielder like starts a storm.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking of, because it was so much lightning, and yeah.
Yeah.
But
By the Force guy, do you mean Bendu?
Bendu, sorry, yeah.
Wow, fake fan.
No, okay, all right. Bendu,
All right.
the one
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the middle. All right.
So they just good description. They're
run away,
running through
yeah.
the storm. Yeah. They see another one of the mine entrances, so they rush over there to get to safety.
Mhm.
While they're doing that, they lose the Ipsum crate and it
Tech drops
explodes.
it this time. Tech does.
Yeah, Tech does. Because Tech and Wrecker basically argue throughout the entire episode.
Oh, yeah.
Wrecker was like, well, why don't you carry it then? And then Tech did, and then he dropped it too and everything.
Mhm.
But it explodes against the side of the mountain. It caves them in. They're trapped
So now they're
Um,
trapped on a planet in a
in
mine.
a cave. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
mine.
So now they're like,
Um,
what do we do?
Yeah,
They
what do
start-
we do?
They start moving rocks and stuff.
Yeah, just trying to move a path. They're
Yeah.
like, this will take days, but like we don't have another choice.
Yeah. So
And then
I think Omega like talks to the group.
Yeah,
About
just talking about why
Echo,
they're not upset about
And,
Echo
yeah.
and the ship and everything.
And Tech like he gives a very technical answer.
He's just very blunt. He's like, "What's your problem?
yeah.
like,
He-
What's your deal?"
I mean, I think he said, the group has been together before Echo and will be together after.
After Echo, I thought of that too. I was like, they're probably not as upset because I mean, Echo wasn't an original member either. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I see it.
I think Tech was just giving like from
Tech
like a
answer.
number
Yeah.
aspect of it. Like he's just very statistical.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Omega's
true.
upset, and she like walks off into deep.
Yeah,
into
she
the
wants to
mine.
be alone.
Yeah. And Hunter and
And while
Wrecker are
she's
now mad at her and stuff. So.
yeah, they get mad
Not
at Tech
at
too.
her,
They're
yeah,
like,
Tech.
yeah, not Tech, because they're like, oh, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why did you respond that way?
Yeah. And
To
what were
be
you gonna
fair,
say?
I was kind of I kind of understand Tech's response, because I was also
Yeah.
kind of thinking, why are you so upset about it?
I mean, I guess she's never really had a family. That's probably what it is.
True.
And she's like,
true.
now my one family member, like one of my family members is now gone. And she
True.
wants
But
to know
I
really why.
I think he'll be back though. I don't think he's left
He will.
for good.
Yeah, but
so.
like she doesn't know that in the.
Well, I don't know it either.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But like, that's true.
I don't know.
That's true.
I'm just a harsh person. It's okay.
Yeah.
But while she goes off wandering, she finds this like little hole where there's glow coming through, and she like breaks it open and finds like an entire cavern or an entire wall covered in Ipsum.
Yeah.
And so she just starts to extract it. So
And
Tech
goes over because Hunter and Wrecker want him to
hold him to
first of all
go
find
make up with
Ipsum, and second of all,
Yeah.
make up with her. And they come together and they want to get the Ipsum. So Omega keeps
they
on
start
drilling
working
it.
together.
Yeah.
He keeps handing her the vials and stuff, and then there's only one vial left, and she can't reach it, like the last little bit that she wants to get, but she keeps trying anyway. And then she slips and is hanging on, and before Tech can reach her, she falls. And I was actually surprised by that. I thought he was just gonna grab her. It was gonna be like the stereotypical, he almost died.
Yeah.
But when she actually fell, I was like, oh. And then Tech just jumps straight after her.
Yeah, no hesitation.
Which, that actually goes to, like, I think some of his character growth, because he didn't, like, sit there and analyze the situation or think whatever. Like, he just did it. It was very humane of him.
What if it was, like, just flat ground?
They just broke.
They just
splat.
He just jumps after right away. Just dies.
I don't know.
That'd be so...
I
should be laughing. But...
Yeah, you really shouldn't.
There's a river underneath, so they're good. It's just a bunch of water.
They're like just falling there, and the rapid starts to take them.
Yeah.
And then Hunter starts to get uneasy because they've been gone for a while. He tries to communicate to him. They don't respond, and then he tells Wrecker something's wrong, and then they go off to investigate.
Yeah.
We cut back to Tech and Omega being just rushed through the rapids, and then they fall over this waterfall down onto, like, for lack of a better word, like the shoreline, I guess.
Yeah, it was like a little land out of the water.
Yeah. And then when they crawl up there and like they catch their breath, Tech's able to respond and be like, "We're fine, but we don't know where we are. Stand by." And then Omega notices some daylight peeking through the wall. And they're like, "Oh, we can use some of the Ipsum to blow a hole in there. Now we just need Hunter and Wrecker to get our gear, get the Ipsum, and then come meet us." So they have to go through the same thing. They have to jump down the cavern and let the rapids just rush them.
And I don't believe we see that, right? We just see...
No, they didn't show it.
They didn't just see Tech and Omega having a little chat about
and then
Echo.
They come... Yeah. That was really cool. I like that.
Yeah, it was a big character development.
That was like the biggest character development, like emotional point.
I have a quote from Tech. He says he processes emotions and feelings, or emotions and thoughts differently, but does not feel any less than Omega.
Yeah, so he still has the feelings, but he just processes them and they come out like a different way.
And that's part
because of his personality. I feel like we've seen that kind of stuff in other formats and TV shows and stuff. Like, I don't know, the first thing that popped in my head was like, there's a really popular comedy show, Big Bang Theory. I'm sure a bunch of people know what it is. Yeah. But it's like, he's kind of like Sheldon from that. So he still has the emotions, but it like, comes in a different way.
And he just,
So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah.
So he obviously does care that Echo is gone. I think, right? He just knows. I think they all do. Move on more than like Omega does know, but
and he the biggest issue with him compared to like the others is the others still showed Omega like sympathy for it, whereas he's just more direct.
Yeah.
Which again is just his personality. There's nothing. It's not that he doesn't care.
And I don't think that's necessarily bad either. That's just
no.
Yeah. So they come back. They're all together now because Wrecker and Hunter get down the rapids, and they blow a hole in the wall.
Tech shoots it because he says it has to be super precise.
I don't get how it has to be super precise, because if it wasn't, like, don't you just shoot the rock next to it?
I don't know. I also don't understand really why Wrecker or Hunter couldn't do it, because I feel like they're also precise. Like, obviously the most precise member would have been Crosshair, but he's not there.
I think, I just don't understand, like, the precise part of it. Like, you just shoot the thing.
Yeah, it's not like it's a super big thing. He didn't shoot it from a certain angle or something.
Yeah.
Like,
but
I guess maybe if he meant, like, if you miss off to the side a little bit, and then the rock, like, that would cause the cave-in or something.
No, Record that probably happened. So.
True. Yeah. The way he had a bad episode. He had a rough day.
Yeah, he had a rough day. I mean, Tech shared it, like, at one point when he dropped and, like, caved him in.
Yeah, true. The Bad Batch in general had a rough time.
They didn't have their coffee that morning.
No, yeah.
But nonetheless, they make it out of the cave and they see the village. So they start heading down there.
Spaceport, actually.
Yeah, space. You know what? It's a village.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, there were like huts and stuff there.
There was, yeah.
But they arrive there and it's completely abandoned. It's super run down. Like they're like, wow, this was a waste of time. But then Tech's like, I can still use the transmitter and stuff to cast like long range.
Yeah, because there's an array thing.
Yeah. And so they contact Sid, and Sid just won't help them. She says she's busy.
Yeah, she says
it's not her problem.
Up.
Yeah.
I don't.
And she's like, I didn't tell you to get your ship stolen and everything.
And then
it's like,
I think she says like something about goggles, and then.
Yeah, that's what she calls Tech, because Tech said something, and she called him Goggles. And then she was like, well, maybe give me a couple... Or no, Tech was pointing out all the times that they helped save her.
Yeah.
And everything. And she was like, I didn't ask for, like, you to repeat everything, Goggles or whatever. And then she's like, well, give me a few days. And then Hunter's like, we don't have enough food for a few days. And then Sid just hangs up.
Hangs up, like, halfway through that.
Just cuts the transmission.
She's
halfway through the sentence.
Like... greedy and selfish.
I'm tired of her because after everything the Bad Batch has done, I'm tired of her stupid missions for the stupid episodes. I'm done with it. And I don't even care if they have her like little redeemed orc. I'm tired of her. I don't care.
She's a Trandoshan. Not to be mean to the Trandoshans, but
I'm sure there's some nice Trandoshans. But
we don't know any, but you know.
That doesn't mean anything.
I'm sure there's some.
Wow.
I mean, think about it. Do you know a nice Trandoshan? Besides, like, a bounty hunter or a gang, like you know, that bodyguard.
That species. That is so cruel.
Okay, I'm sure there is a good one out there. I'm sure, you know, I would love to meet a nice Trandoshan.
Yes. Hey, you never know. You could be friends with Bosk. Bosk isn't that bad of a guy. He's just a bounty hunter.
He's only killed, like, multiple children, probably, but that's fine.
Well, so did Anakin, and he's considered a hero.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's not forgiven in many planets, but okay.
Doesn't matter. You see he went to Star Wars heaven at the end of Return of the Jedi, so it means nothing.
Yeah, well,
apparently.
That was the episode, so...
Yeah.
What do you rate
this?
Well,
actually, they did. They did show the storm approaching again, and then it cut to black. Yeah. So, like, kind of showing that they're still gonna have to deal with that.
There's gonna be a second part of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to pick up with him there. And can I point out again? He was referenced in this episode, but still no Crosshair. That season 2 has had one episode with Crosshair.
Listen, but that
what is going on?
That one episode made up a lot of episodes.
It was great.
It was great.
Episode.
I think
why can't we have more like that? Where is he?
I don't think they're able to, like, literally make, like, a Crosshair episode as good as that many times. So I think if they have like one or like 2 or 3 of
But
them,
they set him up to have another mission, and then we just haven't seen him.
I think they're
Stop
gonna skip that
defending
mission.
them.
Okay, no,
Where
I need
is
to defend
Crosshair?
them because I believe, I trust in them that they're gonna be making more episodes of him, and they're all gonna be just as good as that other one. That's my hope. It's
Crosshair. That's all I have to say.
Yes, Crosshair. We all miss him, just like we miss him as much as we hate Sid. Okay.
Very true.
It's okay though. What would you rate this episode?
I gave it a 5. I gave it a 5 purely. I was gonna give it a 4, but then the emotional like character development stuff with Omega and Tech, I was like, you know what? I'll give it a 5 just for that. But everything else, truly, like, oh, and the Sid stuff. I'm interested to see if Sid's betraying them or not. But
I gave it.
Besides that, it's.
I gave it a 4 because I would have given it a 5, but you know, Sid.
No, I get it.
Sid, like, I just hate her so much that it brought me down a level, and now I'm at a 4.
I mean, I hate her too, but I'm at least interested to see where the story goes. Because personally,
I
want them to move away from the Sid missions, and I'm hoping this maybe like drives the wedge between them to where now, like, that we won't have that anymore for any future seasons, if there will be future seasons. But
well, that was the episode.
Yep, that was our little discussion and review, breakdown, whatever you want to call it.
We I think there's gonna be more content coming out soon, like every other Saturday.
Hopefully.
What if?
Yes.
And also more.
Mando's coming up.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Mando and Bad Batch happening. They're gonna overlap for a little bit. So
I'm excited to see where this episode takes us, because they're gonna pick up back on that planet, and
I just hope it's good. I'm hoping for a strong ending for the season.
We'll be here to
we still have a
review
few
that one.
episodes.
Yeah. How much is there in this?
I think it's like the first season. I think there's 16.
Okay. Yeah, and we're in episode 9, so.
Yeah, we still got a few.
We're getting there. All right. Well.
You can subscribe if you enjoyed our little commentary of the episode. I know we were cracking some jokes and stuff, but
hope it made you laugh.
We do that a lot anyway.
Yeah. And let us know if you ever meet a good Trandoshan. We'll see you guys next time.
Okay.